Hello, it's Sheridan, and this is my friend Sierra, and we are going to be talking about relationships. And even though we're both singles, we're going to talk about what we should be looking for in a future husband. And yeah. Okay, praying for a future husband is what this video title is going to be. But what I suggest to all you girls out there, and if there's a guy watching this, you should be praying for your future wife too, and you should make a list of all the godly qualities, not just like he has to be cute and he has to be muscular, or she has to be pretty if you're a guy. Not just external things, but stuff that is in the heart. Like, this is some of the things that I've put in my prayer. I just looked at my prayer journal today, and I looked at some of the things that were in it, and purity was number one of the things that I put.
And not like the basic, like, Christian version of purity, but like purity within themselves. Like, are they always negative? Are they somebody like you hate being around? Or are they pure at heart, and are they like pure in spirit?
Yes. And the second thing that I put is love God more than he loves me or anything else. So, that was my second thing. Because we're supposed to have a heart for God, and I want a man after God's own heart. But in putting these things, we got to interchange them. We have to also be trying to be that for our future husband as well. It can't be one-sided. And respects me and others. I want him to be respectful towards me, towards my family, towards other people.
Have you ever heard the phrase, how he treats his mom is how he's going to treat you? Remember that.
And the next thing that I had is slow to anger. I don't want a temperamental guy. That is not good at all. And if you boys are looking for a girl, you don't need a girl that's temperamental either, because that's not fun either. We're speaking from a girl's perspective. We're not nice when we're
And we're not
angry.
Experts by any means. Like,
no, we're still working at all these things ourselves. And nobody's going to have these perfectly down pat, but you'll know when they're at least trying to do.
And I think that you'll know within your heart if God's in it, it's going to work out. And if God's not in it, like, you always hear, like, a Christian girl or a Christian boy wanting to date a non-Christian. Like, you really need to go in that with, like, a lot of prayer and a lot of supplication and a lot of praying. Lots of praying, like a ridiculous amount. And always be talking to God and make sure that you're in His will for your life. Because if you're not in His will, it's very displeasing to Him.
And seeks God with all his heart. That goes in with the loves God more than he loves me or anything. But a man after God's own heart, we need to be women after God's own heart. God should be first in both of our lives, our husbands' lives and in our lives. And we should be striving to put God first above all else. Okay, the verse that I have talking about we need to be even and be this, striving for the same thing as we want in our future husband. It is in chapter 6 of 2 Corinthians, verse 14. Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness, and what commune hath light with darkness? But basically, this version is very hard to talk to. So anyways, basically what we need to not be unequally yoked in a marriage, in relationships in general. It's not talking about that we can't be friends with somebody who doesn't go to church or something. We can definitely do that. But it's saying, especially in a marriage, we need to be equally yoked. Because if we're not, that marriage is going to just,
we talk about this highlighting job that she did. It's real nice. Not even all the way over.
But anyways, when we're talking about being unequally yoked, we need to just striving to be the same as we're looking for in a husband. Like, we can't say we want our husband to have a pure heart and we don't have a pure heart. And we can't say we want our future husband to love us love God more than he loves us, and we don't even do that. Or respect others and we don't respect others. Or love others and we don't love others. Or slow to anger and we're not that. We can't say we want those things. We can't say we want those things if we're not trying to work. We don't have to be perfect at those things that we want, but we need to be striving to be better at those things if that's what we want in our future husband. So I hope that makes sense.
And another thing, like I said, when it's right, God's really gonna talk to you. He's not just gonna be like, that's not who I brought for you, but you can do that anyway. Like, God has a better plan, one better than we could ever think or imagine. So it's not like he's just like, you go ahead and you be with that person because, in the end it's not going to work out. God's really going to make it evident that that's the person that he created for you, that he's yours. And if he doesn't have God, then how can he be yours? Because God didn't make that person for you. Right? So.
Yeah. And we don't need to, this is another thing, we don't need to be saying, oh, this person doesn't go to church, but I'm going to date him anyways. Maybe I will lead him to Christ. We do not need to do that. That is missionary dating, and that never, ever, ever works.
And maybe in some small cases, but think about the praying and if you just do what God asks you to, maybe he does do that, but that's going to be for somebody who's really, really, really on the edge. It's not your job to want your man to be let's go take him to church. You should have already been doing that with other friends. You need to make sure that he knows God.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But basically what we're saying is, girls, be choosy about who you want. Write a prayer out for your future husband. Write characteristics and qualities that you want in a future husband. Don't be so picky he has to look a certain way. Like I said earlier.
You can't have Channing Tatum, you don't want him. That's not the way.
That is not it.
Unless Channing Tatum wants to come find me, and then I'll give you my address. I got it.
But yeah, we got to be more picky in qualities and not looks. It's the other way around than people want it to be. So just pray about it. Seek God's will for your life.
Remember his purpose, and his plan is always greater than anyone that we can come up with. So don't lean on your own understanding, but lean on God's. And journals really help. Write down your thoughts and feelings. And in 2 or 3 years it might change and you might want something else. So just really be praying and seeking God's help and guidance.
And even if we don't get a future husband, because it's not everybody's will to be married, but if we don't get that, we need to find our contentment in Jesus, because he is the ultimate thing that we need. He's the ultimate thing that will complete us. A man is not going to complete you. If you're a guy watching, a girl's not going to complete you. Only God can complete you. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys later. Bye.